Family drama in the Harris household just hit an entirely new level, and this time the spotlight is on Tiny. Reports are swirling that the court has allegedly issued her a serious warning. Stay away from King Harris and his personal life or else. And here's the shocking part. If the court finds out she had any hand in the mysterious disappearance of King's rumored boyfriend, then Tiny could be facing the kind of charges that nobody saw coming: kidnapping. Yes, you heard that right. What started as whispers of tension inside the Harris family has now blown up into a rumor so big, so messy, and so dangerous that fans are scrambling to figure out what's really going on behind the scenes. Buckle up, because we're diving deep into this scandal, the possible consequences, the family history that led us here, and why this could be one of the most explosive controversies the Harris name has ever faced. To understand why this story has people so shocked, we need to start with Tiny herself. Tamika "Tiny" Harris has been a fixture in the music world for decades, long before the reality TV shows and the Harris family drama. She was part of the iconic R&B group Escape, known for their harmonies and classic hits. Over the years, Tiny has built a reputation as the strong, soft-spoken, but deeply protective matriarch of her family. When she married T1, their relationship quickly became one of hip-hop's most high-profile unions. Together, they built a blended family that viewers got to know through reality shows like T.I. Tiny, The Family Hustle. Fans saw Tiny not just as a performer, but as a mother who loved her kids fiercely, and who often worked to keep the family grounded in the middle of fame, money, and public attention. But that role as the steady, protective mother has now taken on a darker twist in the rumor mill. Because when you have a reputation for being deeply involved in your children's lives, sometimes people wonder how far that involvement goes. And when it comes to King Harris, Tiny's alleged protectiveness may have crossed into interference that some are now calling dangerous. King Harris is no stranger to controversy himself. As the son of T.I. and Tiny, King has grown up in the public eye. Fans have watched him evolve from a sweet-faced kid on reality TV to a bold, often reckless young man making headlines for everything from arguments with fans to fights in public to his very loud and unapologetic personality on social media. King has been carving out his own identity as an aspiring rapper, determined to step out of his parents' shadow. But instead of being known for his music, more often than not, it's his personal life that dominates the blogs. And recently, King's rumored romantic life has sparked endless speculation. Gossip blogs and Twitter threads have been buzzing about whispers that King may be involved with a boyfriend, a relationship that many claim Tiny was not happy about. While King has never publicly confirmed or denied these rumors, the chatter has been relentless. And here's where the story takes its sharp turn into something much darker. The boyfriend, who was supposedly close to King, has now gone missing from the public eye. His social media has gone quiet. He hasn't been spotted in King's circle, and fans are starting to put two and two together in ways that raise a lot of eyebrows. According to these swirling reports, the court allegedly stepped in after concerns were raised that Tiny was interfering too much in King's personal life. While King may be an adult, the court supposedly wanted to ensure that he had space to live his life independently without feeling like his mother was trying to control who he saw, where he went, or how he navigated relationships. This alleged legal order reportedly warned Tiny to step back, to let King live his truth, and most importantly, to not get involved in ways that could limit his freedom. But then came the shocking twist: the disappearance of the rumored boyfriend. As soon as that happened, the court's warning took on a far more serious tone. If Tiny is found to have played any role in that disappearance, whether by influencing someone, organizing something, or directly interfering the charges she could face, wouldn't just be about overstepping boundaries. They'd be about something as criminal and heavy as kidnapping. And the weight of that possibility is what has fans completely stunned. Let's break down the disappearance itself. The rumored boyfriend, whose identity has been blurred in online discussions to protect privacy, was once very present in King's orbit. He was allegedly spotted with King at small gatherings, in the background of lives, and through cryptic posts on social media. Then, suddenly, silence. His accounts went inactive, new photos, new stories, new appearances. To fans, it seemed like he vanished overnight. Of course, some argue this is nothing unusual. Maybe he wanted to step away from the spotlight. Maybe he didn't want to deal with the pressure of being connected to a celebrity family. But others think it's more suspicious than that. Social media detectives have been connecting dots, pointing out that his disappearance aligned with rumors of Tiny stepping in more aggressively to monitor King's behavior. And in the court of public opinion, speculation quickly turned into a storm of accusations. Was this young man pressured to walk away? Was there something more extreme at play? And if so, who was behind it? Let's pause here to make something very clear. Kidnapping is one of the most serious charges a person can face. In legal terms, kidnapping isn't just about snatching someone off the street. It can involve any unlawful interference with a person's freedom, including detaining them, preventing them from moving freely, or orchestrating a disappearance. If the court found any evidence that Tiny had orchestrated or even contributed to the disappearance of King's rumored boyfriend, the legal fallout could be devastating. We're not just talking about a slap on the wrist or a fine. We're talking about the potential for years in prison, the collapse of her public image, and the unraveling of everything she's built with her family and career. For fans who have followed Tiny for years, the very idea of her name being attached to something like this feels almost unthinkable. And yet, the whispers continue, growing louder with every day that passes without the rumored boyfriend resurfacing. As with any scandal involving the Harris family, social media wasted no time in weighing in. On Instagram, gossip pages lit up with speculation, with one blog posting, "Tiny warned by court? Boyfriend missing? This is wild if true." The comments section turned into a war zone. Some fans argued that the story was clearly exaggerated gossip, pointing out that Tiny would never risk her freedom over something like this. Others were more skeptical, writing things like, "These celebrities think they can control everything until the law gets involved." Twitter has been even messier. Memes about Tiny putting King on house arrest went viral, while hashtags like "Free King" and "Where is?" the boyfriend started trending in certain circles. Some fans even began tagging King directly, demanding answers and urging him to speak out. Meanwhile, a smaller group of fans have been defending Tiny, arguing that she's just a mother trying to protect her son, and that the internet is blowing everything out of proportion. But whether people believe the rumors or not, the one thing everyone agrees on is that this story has put a major spotlight on a family that is already no stranger to controversy. For King, the situation could be life-changing. Imagine being in his shoes already under constant scrutiny as the child of famous parents, trying to establish yourself as your own man, and now caught in the middle of a rumor that suggests your own mother might be controlling your personal life to the point of breaking the law. If the court truly has warned Tiny to stay away, then King may be facing a crossroads in his relationship with her. Does he stand by his mother and dismiss the rumors? Or does he assert his independence even more strongly and distance himself from her influence? Fans have already noticed that King has been posting more defiantly on social media, making cryptic comments about loyalty, independence, and people trying to control him. Some interpret this as shots at his mother, while others think it's just his usual online behavior. Either way, it adds fuel to the fire, making people wonder what's really happening behind closed doors. The big question now is what happens next. If the boyfriend reappears and clears the air, then maybe this entire situation will fade away as just another messy rumor. But if he stays silent, the speculation will only grow louder, and the pressure on Tiny will intensify. If the court really did issue her a warning, then she has to tread very carefully. Any further suspicion could open the door to a full investigation, and at that point, the story would no longer be just gossip, it would be a legal matter with real consequences. Tiny has not publicly addressed the rumors, which is only fueling more speculation. Some fans say silence is the smart move, don't dignify lies with a response. Others argue that silence looks like guilt, and that if Tiny wants to protect her reputation, she needs to speak out sooner rather than later. As for King, he remains as unpredictable as ever. Whether he chooses to address the rumors about his personal life or continue ignoring them, fans will be watching his every move for clues. However, Sources close to the situation claim that King has been losing sleep, pacing through sleepless nights, and desperately calling the police over and over again to ask for updates on his boyfriend's whereabouts. Even more shocking, King has been calling Tiny, pleading with her to give him information, begging her to tell him what she knows. This situation has left fans stunned, social media buzzing, and many people asking the same haunting question. Where is King Harris's boyfriend? And what role does Tiny really play in this whole mess? Today, we're diving deep into the latest chapter of this shocking story, the pain King is going through, the mystery of the missing boyfriend, the whispers surrounding Tiny, and the explosive reactions pouring in online. Buckle up, because this is one ride that's about to get very messy. Let's start with King himself. People who have been following this story know that King Harris is no stranger to headlines. Whether it's his outspoken behavior on Instagram Live, his public arguments, or his bold attempts to step out of his famous parents' shadow, King has always kept the spotlight on him. But this time, it's different. Instead of being brash or cocky, reports say King has been deeply troubled by the disappearance of his rumored boyfriend. He hasn't been able to sleep, tossing and turning at night, haunted by unanswered questions. Imagine being young, in love, and suddenly not knowing where your partner is, days turning into weeks, weeks turning into months, and still nothing. Sources claim King has been waking up in the middle of the night, pacing around, chain smoking, and endlessly scrolling through old photos and text messages. That kind of stress eats at you, and fans say it's starting to show. His eyes look tired, his tone on social media has shifted, and the carefree arrogance people are used to seeing has been replaced by something heavier: sadness and desperation. One of the most shocking developments is how often King has reportedly been calling the police. According to insiders, King is in constant contact with local authorities, sometimes calling multiple times a day to ask if there's been any progress in the search for his boyfriend. Officers have allegedly told him that investigations take time, that they can't always share details, and that they're doing their best. But that hasn't stopped King. Imagine the toll this takes not only on King, but also on his relationship with law enforcement. He's desperate, emotional, and feeling powerless. When someone you care about disappears, every minute feels like an eternity, and King has been living in that eternity day after day. It's gotten to the point where fans speculate that police are growing frustrated with his constant calls. But can you really blame him? If your loved one went missing, wouldn't you be just as relentless? But here's where things get even more explosive. Beyond calling the police, King has reportedly been calling Tiny, his mother, over and over again, asking her if she knows anything about his boyfriend's disappearance. And according to whispers, these calls are emotional, angry, and heartbreaking. King allegedly cries, yells, and begs for answers, convinced that Tiny may know more than she's letting on. This ties back to earlier rumors that Tiny was unhappy about King's relationship and may have wanted to interfere. Some fans believe King is starting to suspect his mother directly, while others think he's simply so desperate that he's reaching out to anyone who might possibly know something. Either way, the fact that he's allegedly turning to Tiny over and over again shows just how deep this family drama runs. And if Tiny is truly innocent, these constant accusations from her own son could be breaking her down as well. Tiny, for her part, has stayed completely silent publicly. No statements, no interviews, no Instagram lives addressing the situation. And that silence has only fueled speculation. Some fans argue that silence means guilt, that if Tiny really had nothing to do with this, she would speak out to defend herself and reassure King. Others argue the opposite, that silence is the best move because engaging with rumors only fans the flames. Still, King's alleged late-night phone calls to his mother paint a picture of someone who feels betrayed. Imagine your child calling you at 3 a.m., screaming through tears, demanding answers about someone they love, and you have nothing to give them. It's the kind of raw family conflict that reality TV producers could only dream of. But in real life, it's messy, painful, and damaging. The biggest unanswered question remains: where is the boyfriend? Fans have been combing through social media, searching for clues. His profiles remain inactive. No sightings, no tags, no new photos. It's like he vanished without a trace. Some people believe he simply chose to disappear, stepping away from the drama and spotlight of being connected to King Harris. Others believe something more sinister happened, that pressure, threats, or manipulation forced him into silence. And then there are the darker corners of social media, where some speculate he may not even be safe anymore. Until the boyfriend resurfaces or the police provide a concrete update, this uncertainty will continue to haunt King and dominate fan conversations. Of course, social media has turned this entire situation into a circus. On Twitter, people are posting memes of King calling the police at 2 a.m. with captions like, "It's me again, y'all find him yet?" Others are taking it more seriously, expressing sympathy for King and calling out the Harris family for being too controlling. On Instagram gossip blogs, the comments are a battlefield. One person wrote, "King is losing his mind, while Tiny sits quiet, something ain't right." Another wrote, "Y'all believe anything. That boy just broke up and can't deal with it." Then there are the conspiracy theorists, connecting dots that may or may not even exist, claiming that this disappearance ties into bigger Harris family secrets. Whether people are laughing, sympathizing, or digging for dirt, one thing is clear: the internet is obsessed with this mystery. This isn't just internet entertainment, it's taking a real toll on King's mental health. Insiders say he's been more erratic than ever, his mood swinging between rage and despair. He feels powerless. And for someone as outspoken and headstrong as King, that loss of control is devastating. Friends claim he's been venting to anyone who will listen, constantly rehashing the story, obsessively analyzing every detail, and accusing people around him of hiding information. And here's the heartbreaking part: through all his anger and frustration, the core emotion is fear. Fear that he'll never see his boyfriend again. Fear that his family is hiding something from him. Fear that he'll never get closure. For a young man trying to navigate fame, independence, and his own identity, this kind of emotional trauma could leave scars that last a lifetime. At the heart of all this is the Harris family legacy. T.I. and Tiny have worked for years to build an empire that extends beyond music into television, business, and pop culture influence. But with every new controversy, that legacy comes under fire. From T.I.'s past legal troubles to family drama spilling out online, the Harris brand has taken hit after hit. This latest scandal could be the one that leaves the deepest scar, because it doesn't just involve rumors of cheating or arguments. It involves allegations of criminal interference in someone's freedom. If the Harris family wants to protect their name, they will need to navigate this scandal carefully. Because once the public associates your name with words like kidnapping, it's almost impossible to undo that damage. So here we are, with rumors flying that Tiny has been warned by the court to stay away from King Harris's personal life, and whispers that if she had any involvement in the disappearance of his rumored boyfriend, she could face kidnapping charges. It's a story that sounds almost too shocking to be true, and yet it has completely taken over social media, leaving fans divided, suspicious, and hungry for answers. Is this just another wild internet rumor that will fade away in a week? Or is it the beginning of a scandal that could forever change how we see Tiny, King, and the entire Harris family? One thing's for sure: the truth has a way of coming out, and when it does, the fallout could be bigger than anyone expects. But now I want to hear from you. Do you think Tiny really could have gone this far? Or is the internet just exaggerating another family drama? Do you believe the court could have actually warned her? And what do you make of the boyfriend's disappearance? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, because this conversation is going to be messy. And don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you never miss the next shocking update from the Harris family. Trust me, this story is only getting started.